For thus says Yahuwah Alahym, I will smite Egypt or Mitzrayim with plagues as before. What is this amazing passage of scripture referring to, family? If modern day Mitzrayim or Egypt has now been a dust bowl of pyramids for thousands of years, we're going into an amazing prophecy that is spoken of in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15. And in this same passage of scripture, thus says Yahuwah Alahym, that he will stir up the Carmanians. Who are the Carmanians, and what is it talking about when it speaks of Egypt? Many of you will learn things today that you've never heard in the entirety of your lives. Using the restored name King James Version of the scriptures, let us go to the book of Smote or Exodus chapter 13 verse 3, dealing with this word Egypt or Mitzrayim. And Moshe said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out of Mitzrayim or Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of the hand of Yahuwah Alahym brought you out from this place, and there shall no leaven be eaten. So Egypt or Mitzrayim simply means house of bondage. That's why in the book of Devarim or Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68, Yahuwah Alahym says that he shall bring thee, meaning you, into Egypt or Mitzrayim again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy or redeem you. Meaning no one was going to come and save you. So who were the enemies that we were, or our ancestors were sold to? The answer to that question is found in the book of Joel, chapter 3. And let's pick it up at a verse. Well, matter of fact, let's get it from verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehuda or Judah and Jerusalem, which would be the southern and the northern tribe, all 12 tribes of Israel were melanated, different shades of brown with woolly hair, those that are classified as black. I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Yisrael, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and had given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye or you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, which is the capital of Canaan? Canaanites. See, the prophecy in Genesis chapter 15, the last captivity of the children of Israel would be to the Amorites, who are a Canaanite people who are non-melanated. Let's continue. And all the coast of Palestine will ye render unto me a recompense, and if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye or you have taken my silver and my gold, and carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. The children of Yehuda and the children of Jerusalem, that's the southern and northern tribe, all 12 tribes were melanated. You see, have ye sold unto the who? The Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders. Where is Greece? That is the isles of the Gentiles, which would be the Romans and the Grecians, those that are classified today as non-melanated with straight hair are the Grecians. Who were the slave masters of the Israelites? The non-melanated people. Book of Hazun or Revelations chapter 11 verse 8. And their unalive body shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Mitzrayim, or Egypt, where our sovereign was crucified. Look on the back of your dollar bill. Do you not see the all-seeing eye, the capstone sitting on top of the pyramid, which represents spiritual Egypt, the house of bondage, the land of the Amorites, the Canaanites, which would be the last captivity of the children of Yisrael, book of Bereshit or Genesis chapter 15. This book, in which they call Bible, is melanated history, and prophecy is unfolding quickly right before our very eyes. Let us quickly go to the Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras chapter 15, and let us look at verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and I will smite Mitzrayim or Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Mitzrayim or Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahuwah Alahym shall bring upon it. Verse 28, behold, a horrible vision and the appearance thereof from where, family? The east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all which shall hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Who are the biblical Carmanians? Let me show you. Look who and what Google says the modern Carmanians are: an ancient warlike tribal people from Carmania, a historical region roughly matching the modern province of Crimea in where? Modern Iran. So the Carmanians are the Iranians. See, what many do not know is that the Carmanians or the Medes are the Iranians, in which they changed their name to Iran 91 years ago. That was in my father's lifetime that they changed their name from the Medes or the Persians to modern day Iran. Do you know what the prophecy says about the modern Carmanians or Iranians? If you don't, you will. Let me show you. What does the word of Yahuwah Alahym have to say about the Carmanians. Book of Yeshayahu or Isaiah chapter 13 verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Yeshayahu or Isaiah son of Amoz did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of the multitudes in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations. Gathered together, Yahuwah Alahym of hosts mustereth the host of battle. They come from a far country, from the ends of Shamaim, even Yahuwah Alahym and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Book of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 5 says that the modern Carmanians are the weapons of Yahuwah Alahym's indignation that would destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of Yahuwah Alahym is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be as pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of Yahuwah Alahym cometh, cruel and both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof. For the stars of Shamaim or heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish who? The world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay the haughtiness of the terrible low. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even the man of the golden wedge of Ophir. There are already millions of more women on earth currently than men, nearly 16 to 1 in some nations. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahuwah Alahym of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chase roe, and as sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own country. Make a mental note of verse 14, because the world is getting ready to realize the people that they have been mistreating are the apple of Yahuwah Alahym's eye. Let's continue. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the what? The sword. Their children shall also be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. So all of you single women not needing a man, you're going to be quickly begging for a covering over your home and children. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb their eyes shall spare no children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency, shall be as when Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why in Revelations chapter 11, verse 8, it says, and that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, what did they legalize in 2015? We know this prophecy is quickly unfolding. Look at verse 17. Let me show you who the theologians of Zondervan's King James Study Bible says the Medes are. In my King James Zondervan Study Bible, which I've had over 20 years now, look at the footnote in Yeshayahu or Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17, located in what today is northwestern Iran. So the Iranians are the Carmanians, and the Carmanians are the Persians, which are the Medes. Who are we in conflict with right now? And who backs up the Medes or the Carmanians or the Iranians? The bear. Who backs up the bear? The dragon, which is China. Do you not see prophecy unfolding right before your very eyes? This is why the prophecy says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then shall come sudden destruction. So they sit at the table and pretend to get along, but that's only a front. Prophecy is quickly unfolding. The weapons of Yahuwah Elohim's indignation are the Medes. Book of Jeremiah or Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 1, the word of Yahuwah Elohim spake against who family? Babylon. Verse 8, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as he-goats before the flock. For lo, I will raise up and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of the mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. And let's skip down here and look at verse 14 is powerful. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her and spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Yahuwah Elohim. You see, prophecy is quickly getting ready to unfold right before our very eyes. Look at verse 23. Pay close attention. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahuwah Elohim. Yahuwah Elohim have opened up his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahuwah Elohim's hand, the master of hosts, Yahuwah Elohim of the Chaldeans. Come up against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouse, cast her as heaps, and do what? Destroy her utterly, let nothing be left. Yahuwah Elohim refers to the Carmanians, the Medes, the Persians, the Iranians as the weapons of his indignation. Who can fight against our Creator? No one. So if Yahuwah Elohim be on the side of the Carmanians, that means according to biblical prophecy, there is none on earth that can defeat these people, because this is Yahuwah Elohim's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Let's see what the theologians from Bible Hub commentary and their biblical scholars and theologians have to say about Jeremiah 50, verse 23 through 26. How is the hammer of the whole earth lies broken and shattered? This phrase refers to Babylon, which was once a dominant power, symbolizing a hammer due to its military might and ability to crush nations. Historically, Babylon was known for its conquest and influence over the ancient Near East. The imagery of a broken and shattered hammer signifies the sudden and complete downfall of Babylon, fulfilling the prophecy of its destruction. This aligns with biblical theme and divine justice, where Yahuwah Alahym, not G-O-D, the word G-O-D is Germanic in origin. The German and the English language did not exist when the Bible was written and completed 2,000 years ago. This aligns with biblical theme and justice, where Yahuwah humbles the proud and the powerful. The fall of Babylon is also a precursor to the ultimate judgment against all worldly powers that oppose Yahuwah Alahym. Seen in Revelations 18, what a horror Babylon has become among nations. Babylon's transformation from a feared empire to a horror highlights the dramatic reversal of fortunes. So this is basically a David versus Goliath, and Yahuwah Alahym is on the side of the Carmanians. They are his weapons of indignation. The overwhelming majority of the world's eyes are not spiritually open. Listen and look at the map of the screen. Biblical prophecy is quickly unfolding. Book of Bereshit or Genesis, chapter 11, dealing with Abraham and his father and their lineage. While this map is on the screen, let's see here, verse 24. And Nohar lived 29 years and begot Terah. And Nohar lived after he begot Terah 119 years and begot sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and begot who? Abram, which is Abraham, Nohar, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abraham, Nohar, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran unalive before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in the land of the Chaldeans, which is modern day Iraq, is where Abraham's lineage comes from, is where his father comes from, which are the Sumerians, which were known as a melanated black people. So this is where Abraham's lineage come from. And look at Iraq, Sumeria, right next door to the Iran, which are the Medes, which are the Carmanians. And look on the other side of Iraq, which is Mitzrayim or Egypt. These people know whose we are better than we do collectively, because the overwhelming majority of the children of Israel don't even know who they are as a people. Pay attention to what the Carmanians say about the children of Israel, which is us, those melanated with woolly hair and can trace their lineage back to the transatlantic slave trade. Pay close attention. Here we go, fair use.
Boy, y'all got these shoes again. But we do not want that smoke with y'all.
Listen.
We do not want that smoke with y'all. Hey, whatever he said, you don't got no question again.
Alaikum, peace. I'm from Iran, and we are here to show you the solidarity and the connection that the U.S. imperialism made us to have through one God, one blood, and one common enemy. All these people, martyrs that you had faced and have experienced, have the same experience as us, They fought against the imperialists.
Listen.
Try to build their own foundation, try to build their own society independently, and got killed. None of these guys are unfamiliar with all these titles like gangsters, radicals, just like we are facing right now in the history. In the Middle East, they're calling us terrorists, extremists, radicals.
Listen.
From Martin Luther King, Malcolm X to Nipsey Hussle, we are all sharing the same goal.
They know who we are.
An independent and free society. Assalamu alaikum.
Has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
Woo!
You were waiting for the U.S. military to invade, the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
Did you hear that?
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war.
Woo!
So you can see, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons.
Listen.
And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even, a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality.
Are
any
you paying
possibility,
attention?
And we know that we can handle that.
Now, Iran is a country home to a colorful array of ethnicities. They
Listen.
include Persians, Arabs, Azeris, Kurds, Baluchis, Lurs, and a group that's less so talked about. That's the Black Iranian community.
If someone told you that African communities have been living in Iran for centuries, most people would assume it sounds impossible.
They know who we
After
are.
all,
They
when
know
the world
whose
talks
we
about
are.
Iran, the conversation usually
children of
revolves around
Yisrael.
Persians, ancient empires, deserts, and geopolitics. And when people discuss Africans outside Africa, the story almost always moves west, to the Atlantic slave trade and the Americas.
But the Indians are not coming to do war with black people here in America. They're coming for your white politicians and anybody who agrees with them.
We hear, Imam, that today, perhaps today, some black hostages and some female hostages will be released from the American embassy compound.
Listen.
Is that true?
The freedom of the women and blacks will be given. Women are given great dignity in Islam, and the blacks have been oppressed in the United States. Great injustice was done unto them. They were under pressure in the United States. Thus they came here.
See, this is why black people are not worried about this conflict. The Iranians are not like the U.S. They're not here to collect collateral damage. They have specific targets that they're going after. If history serves us right, it ain't black people. Black people, let's stay out of white people's business. White people, good luck out there. Have fun.
Know about this ancient black people group known as the Elamites? The Elamites were a Semitic people group who inhabited Iran. During the Persian Achaemenid Empire, 550-330 BC, the Persians had a formidable military infantry.
Are you paying attention?
The Elamites, alongside the Persian and Medes, formed much of this military force. Based on some of these excavations dating back to the 5th century BC, we can see how they appeared physically. Now let's see how they were described. Monsieur Dulafoy's excavations on the site of Susa have brought to light enameled bricks of the Elamite period on which a black race of mankind is portrayed. It may mean that the primitive Sumerian population of Chaldea was really black-skinned.
They were. And this is where Abraham's father, Terah, comes from. They know who we are and whose we are better than we do as a nation of people. Wake up. The scriptures is melanated so-called black history. You and we are the people of the book, the lost sheep of the house of Yisrael. We are Yahuwah Alahym's apple of his eye. Look at this, family. What Hitler said, because the YT, you see it there, knows that the melanated people are the real children of Yisrael, and to keep America's secret, you see it there, will do what? Blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plans for world domination won't work if the children of Israel know who they are. The YT citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and unaliving the children of Yisrael. They will fear Yahuwah Alahym will unalive them as he destroyed Mitzrayim for doing the same thing. So the elite and those keep this secret at all costs. After says Adolf Hitler, one day I will cause the world, you see it there, the third woe, just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in people's mind until it sprouts. Once they nurture that seed and seek more truth, they will learn that Adolf Hitler was right the whole time. Prophecy is quickly unfolding right before our very eyes. That's why in the book of Psalms, or Tehillim 49 verse 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. These are two examples of men who name continents after their very own names. Leo Scipio Africanus is where you get the word Africa from, and Amerigo Vespucci is where you get the word American from. You are the children of Yisrael, whether you are in the Americas, the islands of the seas, or if you were spread to the four corners of the world through the transatlantic slave trade. You are the people of the book. We are the people of the book, and the scriptures is melanated so-called black history. Wake up, repent, and return to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahuwah Alahym. Look at what the former president of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, said. Gamal Abdel Nasser stated that you see it there will never be able to live here in peace because they left here melanated and came back non-melanated. You see, this ties directly with Rev 3:9 and Rev 2:9. Wake up. This is our book. They know who we are and they know whose we are. And they come in.
But we do not want that smoke with y'all. Oh, God, we do not want that smoke. Hey, whatever you said, we don't got no question, gang.
Now that we have that foundation laid, we can go back to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and read it with clarity. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of the prophecy which I put in thy mouth, saith Yahuwah Alahym, not Baal or Lord, which is a Canaanite Amorite deity, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall unalive in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahuwah Alahym, I will bring plagues upon where the world, the sword, famine, and unaliving and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Alahym, I will not hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith Yahuwah Alahym, I will surely avenge them and revenge and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Mitzrayim, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Mitzrayim, the house of bondage, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plagues of the punishment of Yahuwah Alahym shall bring upon it, till they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall through the blasting and hail, and with fearful constellations. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their princesses, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. This is the same thing you read in the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And all you independent women who have not a covering will beg and cry for a righteous man and covering to be over your home for protection, when these things quickly and soon take place right before our very eyes. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses. Same thing we read in the book of Isaiah 13. With sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of what? Bread. What are you going to do when these grocery stores shut down? Behold, saith Yahuwah Alahym, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, from Lebanon, to turn themselves what? One against another, and repay the things that they have done. This is the same way Yahuwah Alahym destroyed ancient Mitzrayim, or Egypt, book of Isaiah chapter 19. He put a spirit upon the Egyptians and those nations, and he caused them to destroy one another. And this is what Yahuwah Alahym is doing in this time. No matter how much peace and safety they say at the table, Yahuwah has put a spirit in these nations, and they will not get along because of what they've done to the apple of his eye, which is us. Like as they do unto my chosen this day, so will I do unto them, and recompense into their bosom. Thus saith Yahuwah Alahym, my right hand will not spare the sinners, and my sword will not cease over them that shed innocent. You see it there. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundations of the earth, like straw, like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith Yahuwah Alahym. I will not spare them. Go your way, you children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary, for Yahuwah Alahym knoweth all them that sin against him. Therefore he delivered he them unto unaliving and destruction. For now the plagues are come upon the whole earth, and shall remain therein. For Yahuwah Alahym shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east were the nations of the dragons of the Arabians, which we read, and also the Carmanians, which are modern day Iran, the weapons of Yahuwah Alahym's indignation. They don't realize what they've done when they poke the Carmanians and the Medes, and which are backed up by the bear and the dragon. They shall smite one another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. You see, so we got to pay close attention to what is quickly happening right before our very eyes. Look at verse 46. And thou, Asia, which is the dragon, that are partakers of the hope of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, which is mentioned in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 33, Yahuwah Alahym refers to spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah as the daughter of Babylon in Jeremiah 51, verse 33. And thou, Asia, which is the dragon, are partakers of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in 304 that they might please the glory in thy lovers, in which they have always desired to commit 304 with thee. Look at how the modern day Asian women dress. They used to dress in the most modest and beautiful apparel. Now they dress just like the daughters of Babylon in 304. You see, prophecy is quickly unfolding. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith Yahuwah Alahym, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, and waste the houses with destruction and unaliving. Prophecy is quickly happening and unfolding, family, and it cannot be stopped, because this is Yahuwah Alahym's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. 2nd Esdras 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, and unto Egypt, Mitzrayim, and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Book of Devarim or Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the thing shall come upon thee. Make haste. This is Yahuwah Alahym's doing, family, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Book of Habakkuk or Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Listen. Woe to him that buildeth a town, a city, or nation with blood, and establish a city or nation by iniquity. This is why they don't want melanated history now taught in schools, because they are ashamed at how they gained what they now have, and they're now trying to hide their hand. But Yahuwah Alahym sees all and he knows all. And the same way he destroyed ancient Egypt by putting a spirit upon them is the same way he gonna turn all of these nations one against another and bring them down to the valley of decision, or Jehoshaphat, for what they have done to the apple of his eye. This is Yahuwah Alahym's doing, and it is marvelous in our sight. Book of Yeshayahu or Isaiah chapter 47 verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks and make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As our Redeemer, Yahuwah Alahym of hosts is his name, the Qadosh, or set apart one of Yisrael. Sit thou silent and get thee into the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called the lady of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou laid a very heavy yoke. They went too far with their affliction and oppression, as mentioned in the book of Zephaniah or Zechariah. They took it too far. And Yahuwah Alahym is coming back with a vengeance for what they have done to the apple of his eye. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end. Therefore, Shema, or hear now this, that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantment. Oh, family, I have a multitude of other scriptures, but I'm looking at the time here. So let me try to get ready to wind this portion of this lesson down. And if you like what you're hearing, comment below, and I'll make a part 2 of this same lesson. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 39. And let's pick this up at verse 17. Listen. And thou son of man, thus saith the sovereign Yahuwah Alahym, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves, and come and gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountain of Yisrael, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, and of bullocks, and all of them fatlings of Bashan. And ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken of my sacrifice, which I have sacrificed for you. Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith Yahuwah Alahym. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Yisrael, the melanated lost sheep, different shades of brown, so-called black, with woolly hair, we are the people of the book. So the house of Israel shall know that I am Yahuwah their Elohim from that day forward. And the heathen shall know that the house of Yisrael went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore I hid my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So they fell all by the sword, according to their uncleanliness and according to the trespasses which I have done unto them. And I hid my face from them. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Alahym, now I will bring again the captivity of Jacob, the 400 year, and the last captivity of the children of Israel was completed in 2019. Now judgment is quickly getting ready to take place upon all the nations that have done wrong and mistreated the apple of Yahuwah Elohim's eye. You see, now I will bring the captivity of Jacob right now and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and I will be jealous for my Quadosh name. And after they have borne their trespass and shame, which was completed in 2019, and all their trespasses which they have trespassed me, when they dwelt safely in the land, and none made them afraid, when I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' land, I am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. Then shall they know that I, Yahuwah, their Elohim, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathens, which is the Gentiles and the other non-melanated nations. But I have gathered them unto their own land and have left none of them anymore. Neither will I hide my face from them anymore, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the sovereign Yahuwah Elohim. This is our book. This is Yahuwah Elohim's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes, family. Like, share, and subscribe. There is so much more to come. Repent while you still can. Let me know what you think about the lesson. Comment below, and please keep it respectful. Much love to all humanity. Book of Yeshayahu, or Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 20. And though Yahuwah Elohim give ye the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall shema, or hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way. Walk ye in it when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left. Come on, family. Much love and respect. You see me. Support the ministry. Support the work. Like, share, and subscribe, and share this with all you know, because this level of information and channels such as mine is being greatly suppressed. So I need your help in getting this truth into the world. So support the ministry in any way you can. Like, share, and subscribe. Shalom, family. Much love. Elder signing off. Until next time, peace.